Hello, aspirants. Welcome to this UPSC Civil Services preparation journey. Today, I'm going to talk on my UPSC strategy. So, as I have mentioned earlier, I have attempted UPSC Civil Services examination 6 times, and out of which I was able to clear 3 times the preliminary examination. So, I have written mains thrice, and I cleared 3 prelims purely with the self study. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss my UPSC preparation strategy, and this is the month of August, right? So, August has begun, and this is the right time to begin your civil services preparation if you are aiming to clear or to attempt the preliminary examination in 2027. Okay, so ideally, this strategy will be very helpful if you are aiming for for appearing the examination in 2027 or in 2028 as well. Okay, so without wasting our time, let us begin with the discussion. So, first of all, now since I have mentioned that we are in the month of August, okay? So, from August till December 2026, what should be your focus? That we are going to discuss. And then we are going to discuss from January and onwards, what should be your target, okay? Now, first of all, from August till December 2026, your complete focus should be on your mains examination, mains preparation, okay? So, mains preparation, that should be your focus till your December 2026. In mains, ideally, I would suggest focus on GS1, GS2, and GS, plus focus on your optional. Okay, so optional is equally very important. So focus on these papers. Now we'll dive into why I'm telling you to focus on this. Okay, now optional is very, first of all, talking about optional. Optional is very crucial in deciding your selection. Fine. Why? Because we all know that it is of 500 marks. And if you want to see your name in the final PDF list, so at least your aim should be to reach to 90 to about 300 plus in optional. And to get this score in optional, you have to literally master it till December, so that, see, at least your notes of paper 1 and paper 2. So in optional, there are 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. So your notes of optional should be ready by the month of December. Okay, notes should be ready. Plus, at least previous 10 years PYQs. This is the ideal strategy for optional. Okay, so if this is ready, so after prelims, hardly you get, not even 3 months, okay, less than 3 months you get. So we'll take an on an average, if you get 3 months after your prelims, so in that 3 months your focus should be just and just revision of your optional and giving your mocks, writing papers. So till December, you complete all your notes of your optional, both the papers, paper 1, paper 2. Try to solve at least previous 10 years PYQs. So your material is ready with you. So in that 3 months window, you will get enough time to revise and attempt the papers. Okay. So that should be a strategy. Now coming towards the GS papers. In the GS papers, first of all, I'll talk about ethics. So ethics is doable, very doable. If you are good at writing answers, a basic average, on an average answers, if you're good at writing, easily you can score 100 plus in ethics. And if you do value addition, 120 plus is also possible in ethics. Okay. Now, when I talk about in ethics, we know that there are 2 sections in ethics, section A and section B. Section A is the theoretical part, theory part, and section B is your case study part. Okay. Correct. So, theory, if you look at the ethics syllabus, you have broadly 7 units in ethics. So, trying to prepare definition for each and every keyword given in your syllabus, each and every term given in your syllabus is very important. Trying to prepare your own definitions for it, revise those definitions, prepare a list of keywords, and examples. In ethics, examples play a very important role. Okay. So for all these 7 units, you have to prepare this. You need to have your definitions ready. You need to have your examples ready. Plus, you need to add your keywords. Okay. Highlight the keywords, memorize those keywords. In ethics, it is very crucial that each and every answer contains the ethical keywords. If you are not using the ethical keywords, your answer is generalistic and that will not fetch you marks. Okay. So that should be your ideal strategy. Parallelly, try to attempt the case studies. So this theoretical knowledge will help you to use that theory, to use that keywords in your case study. Okay. So this should be your goal that till December, you should be completing your entire ethics paper. Also look at the PYQs of ethics. PYQs repeat, okay, in ethics. So it is very crucial that you will be solving the PYQs as well. Coming towards GS1 and GS2. Why I'm telling you to focus on GS1 and GS2? Because this will help you to build your prelims knowledge as well. So if you look at GS1, in GS1, the very first topic is Indian heritage and culture. Heritage and culture. If you prepare this topic thoroughly, your art and culture of prelims is managed over here. So in prelims, many questions are coming from history. Art and culture is dominating the theme. So if you prepare your heritage and culture very thoroughly for your mains examination, your art and culture of the prelims will be taken care. Next is modern India. Modern India dominates in your mains examination, GS paper 1. We have 3 to 4 questions from modern India. Same will be helpful in your prelims as well. Then we have geography. We have world geography, physical geography in your GS1. Even that will be helpful for your prelims. Directly, your prelims geography will be taken care over here. So try to cover GS1 in a thorough manner so that your basic foundation of your prelims will be established. Similarly, when I talk about GS2, in GS2, we have the questions from polity, from Indian Constitution, okay, governance. All this will help you even in your preliminary examination. Fine. So, in this manner, if you are preparing for mains and for optional till December, not only you are ready for your mains, but even your prelims foundation is laid. Apart from this, it is advised that you need to read at least one newspaper. Okay, daily newspaper reading is must. So you can read either Indian Express or you can read the Hindu. All right, and you can follow a magazine of any classes of your choice. Okay, so you can follow a monthly magazine of any classes of your choice. So at the end of the month, you can have a gist of whatever is being given in the month. Okay, so that should be your way of preparation till December. Fine, I hope it is pretty clear. Let us move ahead. So now what should be your strategy for the just a second. Yeah. Okay, I'll clear the slide. That would be better. Fine. Now, from January, what should be your strategy? So, this is your strategy till your December. Okay. So, from Jan, what you should be doing. So, from January onwards, your complete focus should be on preliminary examination. Now, this is very crucial because clearing prelims itself is a very challenging thing. Okay. We all know that literally 10 to 12 lakhs fill the form for the civil services examination. Out of that, 5 to 6 lakhs appear for prelims. Okay, lakhs, they appear for prelims. And out of this 5 to 6 lakhs, only 14,000 are able, approximately 14,000 are able to clear prelims. So prelims is basically your filtering stage. It filters your maximum competition. So maximum competition ends here itself in the preliminary examination. So out of this 14,000, so 14,000 appear for mains and hardly 3,000 clear the mains examination. Okay. So 3,000 clear the mains, appear for the interview, and depending upon the vacancies, approximately 1,000 get into the final services, right? So prelims is very crucial. The biggest hurdle is acing the preliminary examination. Okay. So from January onwards, complete dedication, complete focus on prelims. Fine. Now see here, already when you are preparing till December, you are covering the current affairs, you are covering GS1, you are covering GS2. So you are actually doing your 30% work of your prelims. Okay. Now you have to focus on the 70% part of the prelims. So I divide the UPSC examination into two parts, which I'll be talking on. Now we all know that UPSC syllabus is infinite, it is vast. But remember, it is not impossible. Every year, students manage to clear the preliminary examination. So though it is infinite, it is not impossible. Okay. If students clear it, then definitely it is doable. Okay. How to do it, let us try to understand. Fine. So I divide it into two parts. One is the predictable part, and second is the unpredictable part. Okay. Now, what is this predictable part? Predictable part, it is that core part of UPSC where every year you expect specific questions, and these questions definitely will come. Questions in the sense, these subjects I'm talking about, okay, the core subjects. Like, for example, economics. Economics is the foundation of clearing UPSC prelims. Mind my words, every year, 20 to 22 questions come alone from economics. And if you do not master economics, it is very difficult to clear prelims. Okay. So economics is the first core subject of UPSC. You need to have a good hold over all the basic foundations of economics, all the basic terminologies. Because if you look at the paper, at the questions, these are mainly application based. So until and unless you are not thorough with the concepts, you cannot apply those concepts. So theoretical understanding of the concepts of economics is very crucial. So first core subject, every year you will get these many questions is economics. Okay. The second subject is your polity. Every year minimum 11 to max 18 questions come from polity. Okay. So if you know that these many questions are about to come and you know the sources, the specific books, you should thoroughly master this subject. The third important subject is your history. History every year minimum 15 to maximum, like these days we are getting 20 to 23 questions from history. All right. So if you are acing history, you are in the safe zone. Next is geography. Geography, minimum you get 10 to 12 questions. So if you look at this part, this is broadly your 50 to 60% of UPSC paper. So your 50 to 60% of the UPSC paper is dominated by the predictable part. And what is the cutoff to clear preliminary examination? Is it 90%? Is it 80%? No. Your cutoff is well below 50%. Getting it? If this is the cutoff, then your strategy should be, first of all, to master the foundation of preliminary examination, that is, these subjects. If you are mastering these subjects, you are in the zone of clearing prelims. Okay. So, first, have a good hold over these subjects. Now, I'm not telling you that if there are 60 questions from these four subjects, you will be in a position to solve all 60. Not possible. From economics, if there are 20 to 22 questions, and if you're studying this subject thoroughly, you will be in a position to solve at least 15 questions correct. Similarly, about polity, if there are 11 to 18 questions and you are very thorough, you will be in a position to solve at least 10 to 12 questions correct. History, if these many questions are coming, okay, if let us assume 22 questions are coming, if you have studied this subject very thoroughly, you will be in a position to solve 12 to 13 questions. Geography, you will be in a position to solve 7 to 8 questions. So it does not mean that if you are studying everything from these subjects, you will be in a position to solve each and every question. No, that is because this examination is not that simple. You're preparing for the one of the world's toughest examination. Getting it? So the standard, the bar is very high. The bar of questions, the standard of questions is very high. And feel privileged, feel royal that you are preparing for this examination. Getting it? And with that mindset, try to ace your strategy, create your strategy, and master it. Fine. So, out of this 50 to 60 questions, you will be in a position to attempt max to max 30 to 35. And that is also a big achievement. Getting it? Now, coming towards the unpredictable part. So, unpredictable part is the part which varies, okay? Varies in the sense current affairs. Now, it is very vast. You do not know, even if you study, even if you daily read Indian Express, you read the Hindu, you study the magazines, but then there is no guarantee. Whatever you study from there, you will get the questions. So, it is a very unpredictable part. Okay. Second thing, the questions related to your international relations, IR, mapping. Okay, because here also it's too vast, so you cannot predict from where the question will come. Third is environment. Okay, so every year from environment we have approximately 11 to 12 questions coming, and in environment the questions are mainly linked to current affairs. Okay, environment, certain core concepts can be tackled with the help of geography as well, like there are questions on national parks and which state. Okay, then it is doable. But certain species in news, certain reports, okay, which are directly linked to current affairs, they are actually unpredictable. Same is with respect to your science and technology. Every year you have 8 to 10 questions from science and technology, and these questions are again from current affairs, and you cannot predict these questions. Okay, but do you think so we should leave this part? No, I will not suggest leave this part. This part you have to prepare with the help of your current affairs. Okay, so if in the examination 40 questions are coming from the unpredictable part, okay, and 60 questions are coming from the predictable part, so out of the 60 questions from the predictable part, you should be in a position to master, like, at least 40 questions should be correct from this part. And when I talk about this 40 part, 40 questions from the unpredictable part, at least I could say that you should be in a position to get 15 to 20 questions correct over here. Are you getting it? So that should be your strategy. And this is pretty achievable. Now, why I'm telling you 40 should be correct from this part and 20 should be correct from this part, let us come to that. Okay. Now, in prelims, we have 100 MCQs in your GS paper. So, GS paper. Okay. Prelims, I'm talking about. So, out of this 100 MCQs, your goal should be to attempt 80 to 85, depending upon the level of the paper. But ideally, this you should be in a position to attempt. Okay. Out of this, your correct should be in the range of 60. If your 60 are correct, so your score will be around 120. Okay, then you will get certain questions as incorrect, right? So if your 20, 25 are incorrect, so there will be a negative marking. So for example, you got 20 marks, 19 to 20 marks as negative. So from 120 minus this, what will be your net score? Your net score will be around 100. That should be your goal. And why I'm telling you 60 correct? This 60 correct should be 40 from your predictable part. Okay. And your from the unpredictable part, at least manage to get 20 correct. Getting it? And this is doable. Like from environment, from science and tech. Okay. Certain questions are pretty doable. So if you solve this from mapping section, if you're very good at this, even from this, you can attempt it. Okay. So in this manner, you should target to attempt 80 to 85 questions, out of which your 60 should come correct. Okay. And then your final net score, deducting your negative marks, you will be in the zone of 100, and which is a safe zone. Always try to reach this safe zone. Okay. Now, so from January, if you are preparing for prelims, so January, February, March, be very thorough with your theoretical part, okay, of your prelims. Apart from that, you need to solve MCQs. So focus on PYQs. PYQs are very important. Plus, give as many mocks as possible. Mock tests are very crucial. So just studying will not help you. Okay. Initially, you will get, for example, you are solving a paper of any classes. Forum is there, vision is there, insights, anything. Okay. Initially, you will probably get 40 marks. Do not lose in your heart. Don't be disheartened. Try to improve it. For 40, so for example, if now the paper contains all the subjects, right? So 100 MCQs are there. Target that, okay? There will be certain questions from polity, there will be certain questions from history, geography. I am going to focus on these subjects first, for example, and try to get maximum questions, 70 to 80 to 80% questions from these three subjects correct. Okay. So for example, in the first test, you are scoring just 40 marks. Not an issue. In the next test, try to ensure that you are enhancing your accuracy. Try to score at least 50. Then come to 60. Like that, like that. Focus. Keep targets. In test one, I'm going to focus on these subjects. In test two, I'm going to add one more subject. I'm going to add economics. In test three, I'm going to add one more subject. I'm going to focus on environment as well. Like that, add subjects as well and try to reach a good score. And you should come to a stage where randomly, so by the month of April, if anyone gives you a random paper, however is the level of the paper, you should be able to get 80 plus in that paper. Because if you will score 80 plus in that mock paper, then in the final UPSC examination, somewhere you will lie in the zone of 90 to 95. Getting it? So, like that, your strategy should be there. Okay. Now, coming towards if you're preparing for from January for preliminary examination, resources. So the standard resources which everyone tells you for each and every subject, like for geography, you have NCRTs. Physical geography is very crucial. For history, we have for ancient history, we have R.S. Sharma. For medieval, Satish Chandra. For modern, we have Rajiv Ahir. For polity, Lakshmi Kant plus current affairs. Okay. So these are the standard books. I'm not going to go today in the sources part. I just want to highlight over here is that keep your sources minimum. Okay. See, everyone is going to read that same sources. So your sources are going to be that only. Okay. Standard sources are going to be same only. What should be your ideal strategy? Minimum sources, maximum revision. That is important. You are just reading new sources, and if you are not revising in, you are not going to memorize anything, and that is not going to help you to clear the prelims. Any source which you are referring, minimum you should read that source thoroughly 3 times. So if you are reading modern Indian history book Spectrum by Rajiv Ahir, okay, so for modern India we refer Spectrum. Minimum 3 times, max to max 5 times, you should master that Spectrum plus PYQs and mock test. Okay. If you are reading geography, so for geography, we have GC Leong is there. Then we have your physical geography, NCRT, which is very important. Read that 3 times thoroughly. Thoroughly in the sense, even if I wake up you in the morning, I'm asking you a question, okay, you should be in a position to answer it. That should be the level of your memorization, okay. So 3 times minimum you have to revise each and every source, okay. So please remember this, because if you will just keep on adding too many sources, I'm telling you, it is not going to help you. From my personal experiences, I'm telling you, okay. So keep your sources minimum, maximize your revision, focus on PYQs. Okay, at least previous 10 years PYQs should be on the tip of the tongue. Okay, because the themes repeat, the statements repeat, and that will help you to fetch marks. Okay, and mocks. Why I'm telling you to focus on mocks? The reason is that, however you read, see, knowledge is sources are infinite. But what will help you? If you will read and if you will start practicing MCQs, you will develop the technique of solving the MCQs and getting the correct answer. So even if you have not read something, even if you do not know the context, but you know the technique of solving the MCQ, you will be in a position to get the correct answer. Okay. I'll come to this, the techniques and all in the upcoming session. Today, just I wanted to give you the framework for the preparation. So we will just summarize it. So this is the framework for your UPSC Prelims 2027. Okay, UPSC examination, UPSC exam 2027. So what should be the framework? I'll just summarize it. August till December, complete focus on your mains. In mains also, I have told you, focus on your optional paper, focus on ethics, GS1 and 2. Why I'm not emphasizing on GS3? Because GS3 is a dynamic paper. Okay. So ideally it is advised that later on in the 3 months window, focus on your GS3. Okay. Because it's very dynamic. It is related to the current events. Okay. So later on you can look on that subject. But till December, focus on this. From January onwards, complete prelims preparation and daily you have to study for minimum 10 to 12 hours from January onwards. Okay. So from January till March, be very thorough with the theoretical part of prelims, theory part of prelims. From March, April, complete mocks. So here your focus should be revision plus PYQs plus mock test. And in the month of May, just focus on final. Whatever you have done, revise those papers. That's it. So in this manner, you will be prelims ready. Okay. So that's it for today. In the upcoming session, we will be focusing on resources. Okay. And I will be talking about even how to solve the preliminary paper. So there are different techniques. There are different rounds in which you need to attempt the prelims paper. Okay. So once you prepare, okay, simultaneously, I will be also uploading the videos on different subjects like on essay writing, on mainly my focus will be on history. So history. So slowly and gradually, we will talk on different techniques and different strategies as well. Okay. So that's it for the day. Thank you so much. We'll end the session over here. And all the very best wishes from my end. If you need any guidance, if you need any assistance for your preliminary examination, you can put it into comment section. I will be happy to guide you. I will be happy to readily help you in this preparation journey. Okay. That's it for the day. Happy studying, happy learning.